All right. How late are we today, Chris?
3 minutes.
Oh,
only 3 minutes.
Yeah. I make a habit of living my life on zero schedule, so that's why I'm sitting kind of low. All right. I feel like
It's the Viper chair.
Yeah,
I'm not sitting in the. Oh, I'm in this crappy chair. Hold on. I forgot to switch.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's the.
This one's lower than the other one, I think. Crap. Anyway. I'm gonna
I
feel.
sit in the Viper chair.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel like the little guy today here. Yeah, your back will be crying if you don't. So we both sit low. Now we're equally low. Our legs are gonna go numb. Anyway, people, what's going on? Another week. Life keeps flying by. Can't wait to get new lighting in here because it looks freaking terrible on camera. Look at how I just don't like it.
It looks kind of yellowy.
Yeah, part of it's a live stream, 1080p. We can at least fix it a little bit.
No, they never both go white. That's
Well,
good
at least
as
the
it's gonna
back
get.
one's white now. All right. Oh, we got some GSF. Is this
That
what
just came in 2
minutes.
minutes ago.
How many did we get?
164.
That's not enough.
There's more on the way.
Okay.
But that's all they could get us for now.
Okay.
So yeah, in the chat, people were asking already about it. Kyle asked before we got started, so they came in.
Yeah. You
2
want
minutes
to order it now, people, because I bet you they run out again.
Yeah.
So good. Good stuff.
All right, so that's
GSF.
live in the store now, or at least it will be in a minute or two.
Yeah. My whole requisite was that we would never be out of stock. Well, that lasted a month.
All right, so a couple of people asked it for a OGHQ open house summary. How'd that go? Did you enjoy it? Were you tired of people?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, kind of stinks. It's so hot.
It was hot.
We will never have one in the summer again. It was a terrible idea. Although, I guess it wasn't that bad. People came over here, bought some stuff. We would have sold, 50 times more if we had, anything in stock. But of course we don't. But that's the current environment. That's the world we live. And yeah, it was great. I mean, I didn't have any baggage on this one where I was like fearful it wasn't going to work. Or who cares? I mean, what does it matter? I mean, we put everything away, cleaned up a little bit, and show people where you're at. Show people where we are. And so as I get older, more mature in my in my social sharing experiment, I become less and less worried about what anybody thinks. And because of that, I think it was a great event. I mean, no one's. I mean, maybe they're judging you, but they're not going to tell you, so it doesn't matter. And so, really, it's about just getting people together and the enjoyment of that. It was really, really exciting, really fun. I wish that everyone would come up. I'm sure there's some people that didn't come up and shake my hand, but I felt like I met lots of people and got to show them where we're at today. And then I'm excited to have another one. It motivates us to have another one in a few months when we get what the shell of what we have, and then we get it put together and operational. We're making some pretty significant strides in putting it all together.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had I sat in here and actually checked some people out when it got super busy on this side. And it was fun because a lot of them listened to the podcast or they watched the live stream, so we were talking about that. And it's weird meeting people who already know your name and you don't know their name. That's strange.
Yeah, I've been living that for several years now. It's it kind of you have to learn how to navigate around that, because I treat everybody like they're my friend, and so or future friend, when we get to know a little bit more about them. And but I don't have a natural inquisitive nature where I don't it just doesn't come natural to me. So it's taken many years to figure out how to do that, to not be super awkward.
Yeah, it was good. I got here. I thought I was getting here fairly early. It's like 9:15. It was supposed to start at 10, and when I got here, like there was already 100+ people here. It was wild. So thank you for everybody for coming out and meeting us. That was cool. It's good to see people.
Yeah, Tommy F is messaging me. You got to do some work, Tommy. If you're watching this, I need you to do some work. He bought a new shop, I think, and so he's outfitting. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell anybody that, but he's outfitting. He needs to get it set up. I need to know at least an idea what you want.
Gotta give me some dimensions or something. All right, let me read a couple of these while you're dictating to yourself over there. Neil White says, Obsessed Garage received my order late last Friday. Loving the Press-All bottle. Wife wants me to order more. I'm going to oblige her.
Yeah, they're good. You want them. I think people want them, and we're gonna keep chasing them. I want a matching set, foam matching everything. So I'm gonna start putting pressure on us. So once I get my shelves in the garage over here and my shelves at my house, and I want it, gallons to match the spray bottles, and so we'll start chasing that harder soon. A lot going on. We have these sort of ebbs and flows of chaos and then organization. And you have to create chaos in order to evolve and to change and to update and to improve. And so that's we're in a major tear everything apart, put it back together phase, which is always exciting.
All right, let's see. Donnie asks, any idea when the microfiber Incredibrush flat cover will be back in stock? No, Donnie, unfortunately that's back ordered, and we do not have an ETA as of Monday of this week. Let's see. Love the thumbnail. Did you see today's thumbnail? Got a lot of...
Where did they even find this stuff?
I guess that was you explaining something in the arm building video, pointing up at the sky. AC or something. So they.
Yeah, I like that.
That was good. Well done, Mike.
I'm glad I could oblige the humor of
it's good stuff
of the Obsessed Garage brethren and people.
Speaking of yarn building, Sandman GTI, before the show started, he chatted here. He said, please pick a new name for the yarn building. Let us suggest, then your team narrow it down and pick. Tired of hearing yarn building.
I love that name. I think it's cool.
It is a good name.
Yeah, Yarn 1, Yarn 2. Maybe that'll be like, when we build a campus, we'll have to maintain a yarn campus, a yarn section of the facilities.
Yeah, so sorry, Sandman. Yarn building isn't going anywhere for a long, long time.
It's one of my favorite things because there's no rhyme, there's no reason for it. It's ridiculous, which makes it, I think, cool.
Kevin wants to know a popular question here: is the art behind you guys acoustic treatment? If so, which company is it from?
Yep, GIK Acoustics.
There you go.
We're gonna get some more of them because we're gonna need some acoustic treatments and some wall art and some things for the other building. So we'll be doing some more, I think.
Dylan wants to know, do Matt and Chris have the same barber? No. You do your own hair now, right? Or
mine is my 10-year-old cuts my hair.
No, I thought he was too cool for that now.
Yeah.
I go to Fantastic Sam's, and that's where I do mine. I miss my barbershop. I was just talking about that. Any update on Slipstream? Yes, it was supposed to ship this week, so it's coming in the near future. Let's see. We have a couple super chats I need to get to here. First one from Kyle. $5 US. Noticed recently that the wish list feature on the site doesn't show up anymore. Is this part of the updates on the site that are being made?
Yeah, the wish list was, I think, slowing down the site massively. So it was pretty buggy, and so we made a judgment call there that, I like the wish list, but not at the expense of it destroying our site, which it was doing. I think it was pretty hardcore slowing it down.
And it also, Brad kind of dug into the numbers. There were very, very, very few people actually using it, so it wasn't worth the trouble. Let's see. Chris Lindsay in chat says, based on seeing Chris at open house, he could sit on the floor and be taller than me. Yeah, I always get that. I'm a little taller in person than people expect. It happens. Henry on Facebook, I think you'll like this. He wants you, hey Matt, please comment on the latest pressure washer gun. Clearly a replacement for the Mosmatic models. Then I printed it out for you. So this is an actual pressure washer.
Yeah, I've seen that thing. Yeah,
the DeBerti or something AR-15 pressure washer. It's like $1,500.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Maybe we should get it then. Well, now I like it.
If it were $100, you wouldn't want it.
Yeah, I would think it was stupid, but now, man, I'm like, well, shoot, if it's that much money, it must be good. At least that's what people think. Yeah, I don't think we'll be getting that anytime soon. That or the Mizo,
There you go.
What the heck is wrong?
It's like he's got a scope on it.
The Berti AR foam cannon. So it must be. Is it a joke or is that real?
I think it's a real deal. Sold out of stock. You can get it in like 2 different colors. See the tips there. This one's only $699.99.
Oh, that's the cheap one.
Yeah. So there you go.
Does he have a quick disconnect on there?
There's something.
Yeah.
Look there.
A little plug.
Good stuff. I'm glad you people find this.
What do they sell? Like other stuff? Like what is
accessories, hand brakes, shifter knobs, yo-yos.
Go to new products. What are they?
Products. This is DeBerti, by the way, in case any of you guys want to Google this.
Tow hooks.
Tow
Okay.
hitch cover.
Okay, so they're building like truck bro parts.
Yeah, carbon fiber splitter support rod.
Spooling up since 1986. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can.
Oh, a Chinese throwing star yo-yo. $78 yo-yo.
Interesting.
Yeah. We'll bookmark that and come back to that.
Yeah, I think you can
Nice.
scrap that.
Thanks, Henry. All right, another super chat here. Where to go? $20 US from Joe Cox. And then he didn't type anything. So sorry, Joe. I'll come back when I see a question.
Thanks,
Oh, there
Joe.
it is.
Oh, yep, got it.
Just bought a 2021 Yukon Denali with an extremely intricate grill. GM says there are 10,000 reflective surfaces. Was thinking about CSL XO, but I'm afraid it might still be too intricate. Thoughts?
Yeah, grills are tricky. Normally I just kind of do a couple of swiperoos on the face of it, and it takes care of that. But yeah, I think I would try to coat it. I just wouldn't worry about getting in each one of those little spokes. So I would do more of just a superficial, across the front of it. Maybe use like a microfiber applicator pad, just to kind of swoop it and then wipe it. But I would still want to coat it. There's enough surface area on that you'd see a difference. It's just that I don't think I would try to shove something in between. There's what, 400 or 500 little holes there. It would take you all day. So yeah, I don't think I would go super deep into it, but I would at least do it superficially.
All right, Ken here in the chat says, was there anything left from the open house going on Maddie's slightly used trinkets and treasures? We had a big Milwaukee fire sale for stuff.
Yeah, I probably I need to do it, but it's such a bunch of work to take all those pictures and stuff. So we don't have anything real juicy left. There's a few Milwaukee things left. Do I need to make another post of what's left? Probably.
I have it in an email to you already.
Yeah, and
we got most of it. Most of the Milwaukee stuff got snatched up.
What I'm going to do after I get the initial audio packages launched, we're going to host some sort of private sale of all the demo equipment that I've tested. It either didn't make the cut or it did make the cut. I just had too many of them. So as soon as I open a box or something, it's not new anymore. And so if I've opened it and used it for photos and listened to it and taken photos of it, we'll be having a significant, deep discounted demo sale of all the demo equipment. I can't list it on the site. It's just not. I'm sure I could, but it's just not fair. I think the manufacturers for allowing me to purchase these things at at demo discounts, and then you make an agreement that you're going to keep it for a year. And I've talked to them about this. Said here's what I'm doing. I'm buying one of everything they make, and then let's say 10 things make the cut. I don't want to sit on the other 35 things for a year. Can I? As long as I do it privately and don't advertise it, then they all of them said it shouldn't be a problem.
All right, let's see. Patrick noticed you. He said he saw you on Instagram with Jake of All at the open house. Do you have any collabs planned with him soon?
Yeah, I mean, Jake and I will be working on some organization solutions for the bit sets and accessories from Milwaukee. So he's now only a couple hours away. So we'll be collaborating, especially when I get to pack out. I'll be buying some stuff from him, hopefully, and we'll maybe take a few things to market by having it having blow molds made and having it manufactured. So we'll I'm sure we'll be doing some stuff in the future. He's a cool dude.
All right, got a super chat here from Dan, $5. Interested in Blue Tree tops. I see that you did them for the yarn building desks. I want that exact setup with lifting desk, but deeper. I have long arms to type.
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever. We can order whatever you need, whatever size you need. So those desks are 24s. You can do 30, you can do 36, you can do 48. So you can do whatever you want. And I'm sure there's a limitation on how stable the uplift would be, but I would think you could still do a 48-inch top on there as long as you centered it and just put some screws in. It should be fine. If you're getting really big and thick top, then you probably would want to, like, this is a 30-inch here. So if you're going to go bigger than that, you probably want to do the commercial version of the uplift, just to hold the extra weight. The commercial version is really stout.
And then Dan followed that up by saying, excuse me, it looks shallow. Maybe am I just making that up? It is 24 inches, Dan. So this is
So this is 30, and then all the ones we have are 24 to keep the overall desk size down to we can fit more of them in there. So I think 30. I think you'd be happy with a 30-inch deep desk. I mean, Chris is a giant, and he's got the 30-inch. He works on it all day, every day.
Yeah, 30 is good for me.
So I think you'd be happy with a 30.
All right, let's see here. Oh, we have a reminder here from our buddies next door. Be sure to subscribe to the Obsessed Garage Shorts channel. It's short videos. It's not having to do with everyone asking about what shorts he wears.
So the concept here is I really don't care if that channel takes off or not. We would like people to watch it and subscribe to it. It'd be great. But the concept there is to house our kind of Mattyisms pulling out of podcasts and out of longer format videos. We'll pull out clips, but then also it'll serve as a house for all of our shorter, to the point how-tos and product videos. And so I think I've gotten to the point now where certain products I feel comfortable calling it a how-to, not a how-I. And so we'll be doing a lot of that sort of stuff on the channel, as we extract the 45, 35 hour-long with hour-long videos. We extract the content from those for the shorts channel. That's the point for that.
So yeah, if you just search Obsessed Garage Shorts on YouTube, you can find that pretty easy, or there's a link up here too. Let's see, we have a question, super chat from Steve Owens, $9.99. I'm getting a Tesla Model Y in October. Mm-hmm. How can I protect the paint without doing a full correction and polish? Not interested in PPF.
I mean, you could just wax it or coat it. I mean, I certainly wouldn't suggest wasting your time coating it if you're not going to polish it. You're probably not going to get a great result. You end up with locking and scratches and stuff like that. So I'd be inclined to. The only problem is if you start waxing it, then you're going to wax it all the darn time. So maybe you just do something like when you do these spray silica-based sealants. When you do like turtle wax ice and McGuire's or hybrid ceramic whatever wax, and you do all these other spray-on sealants. We've talked about this ad nauseum on this podcast. You're not getting really a whole heck of a lot of protection. You're getting water beading, which in essence, if you have a slicker surface, it should, water should run off it. So hopefully chemicals and things like that run off it as well. But what you're doing is you're having, microscopic particles of silicon dioxide or titanium dioxide or some other sort of water-delivered chemical. And so what's happening is, like if you take bead maker or you take turtle wax ice or any of these, or turtle wax hybrid, whatever, graphene douche solutions, and you spray it on there, that there's no cross-linking. Right? So the product doesn't chemically bond to itself, and then in essence forming a layer on the surface. What you're getting is they're microscopic distances, but you're getting molecules of things that change the contact angle of water, that are just sort of attaching themselves to the surface for a period of time, but there's no real barrier to protect anything. That's where a nano or a resin delivered polysiloxane or a silicon dioxide or whatever the mains, titanium carbide or something like that. Those are delivered, resin delivered in a solution that then creates a cross-linked new surface that attaches to the surface of your clear coat. So that in essence there are no gaps in it. And so not only are you getting water beading and things like that, and water behavior changes, but you're also getting some actual protection. So all of these spray silicon sealants, the ones you spray on, they're just not offering nearly enough protection. It's kind of a waste of time unless you're just worried about water beading, which may or may not be a good thing depending on what your weather conditions are like and what the rain is like. So I'd be inclined to say, if you don't want to do that, you're going to spend a bunch of money on this car, just find a young, smart, local detailer and have them do it for you. Have them do a quick polish. Even just a single, one-step Sonex Perfect Finish polish could pay someone $300-400 to do that for you, and then you could code it yourself if you wanted to. But I would think you could find someone to do a quick one-step, clean up the car, make sure you get a nice solid bond, and then do a true coating, and you'll get a couple of years out of it. Even just doing normal washes.
All right, Free Agent 25 wants to know, do you have any updates on the Viper fan? I just bought a 24-inch Air King, then saw your video about you testing the Viper fans.
Are they waiting on us? Do you know?
I don't know. I know you didn't want the orange.
Yeah.
So I think that was the holdup is, but I'll get with Dane and we can.
Yeah, I saw we have a new shipment of Viper chairs come in. We got to get them to make the. I'll talk to Tujalene about getting the red one, the new fixed one in OG blue. So we'll get that made.
Yeah, those fans are pretty cool. Your dad stole it.
Oh, is that where it went? I was looking around everywhere for that thing.
Your dad has it.
Yeah, I did give it to him, so I guess he's justified in
he
stealing
needed it.
from
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
That's good stuff. So yeah, we'll work on that Free Agent 25. The orange blade color was a little weird, so we're hoping we can do something different. Attention to Detail 2020 says, I just want to thank Manny and customer service. He's gone above and beyond the past week or so in helping me get all the different things I need for custom wall mount solution. Thanks, brother.
Sweet.
Excellent. Let's see. Brian. Oh, there's Brian Deal late again. Yep, that's how he works. He just shows up when he wants to. Love the thumbnail. Hilarious. Yep. What are your thoughts, Matt, on the Milwaukee pack-out system?
I love it. I think it's great. I don't know that I'll have one in my garage because you got to put it somewhere, but I do like it. Especially if you're traveling around or you're doing if you're in the trades of some sort. Certainly, for me, I don't know how useful it's going to be, but I do like it. I would love the idea of having a transplantable full Milwaukee accessory kit that I could take and move in and out of from a drawer, having it fixed where it's there 99% of the time. And then if I'm going to, travel or help somebody out with something, that I could swap it over to the pack out and carry it with me.
And the AC guys had a pretty sweet pack out system. I don't know if you saw that one there right here. Let's see. Chris Savage says, it appears as though at some point you started using P&S brake cleaner in a foam gun versus a spray bottle. Is it okay to use the same gun top with different bottles? Switching between?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, what you will find is that the alkaline nature, the alkaline pH of brake buster is going to, you're gonna blow through your filters. I think more often. That I had a filter clog for the very first time in all the years I've been using foam cannons. Whenever, I don't know, one of the first one I got was, but so say 10 years of using a foam cannon, and I had one clog for the very first time, which was the one I was using with brake buster. But yeah, I mean, you could do that. Just take care of it, and it'll be fine. You can blow it out in 2 seconds with some, But again, brake buster isn't going to ruin your paint anyway. So yeah, I don't see a problem doing that.
All right, Scott Taylor says, hi from the UK. Got my new A45 AMG and have taken your advice on the first mods.
Mm-hmm.
Taken the badges off and no more leash on the gas cap.
That's smart. I
Can't wait to get it corrected.
So for those of you who aren't familiar, you have the little leash in your gas cap that it keeps you from losing it. But the worst thing that could happen is if, let's say, you forgot to take it off the little, everyone has like a little perch or a little clip or a little hook that you can stick it on. So I don't find the need for the leash. But if you did drop it, then it bangs off of your fender or your rear bumper cover. You don't want that. So cut that sucker off. I'd rather drop the gas cap on the ground and get a new one. It's a lot easier to do than repainting your rear bumper.
All right, Obsessed Garage chimes in here in the chat. They say, Viper said fans are about a month and a half away. Each fan comes with a floor stand and a wall mount.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, let's see. Jake says, hey, Matt, it seems like you're unhappy with your Haiku fan. Any ideas on a next level down fan spec? Hunter, ?
I don't know, man. I've struggled with fans. There just really aren't a lot of options out there. You have all the Home Depot spec. What did somebody call it the other day? Mobile Home Depot? Something like that. And I mean, no offense to it wasn't me. I'm just quoting it. It said Mobile Home Depot. I grew up in a mobile home, so I'm allowed to say that. But yeah, you're pretty much screwed. I mean, you can. One thing to do is go to like the local lighting and fan store. Maybe you can at least find something halfway decent. But they're all. It's a lot like, a lot of products where they just don't, like spray bottles. They don't think anybody would want to pay for quality, and so there's no company that's really taken that on.
All right, let's see here. Our buddy David up in Alabama says, "Is there any word on what the next giveaway will be?"
Yeah, we got to sit down and talk about that. But it will be a garage giveaway. I don't have any cars to give away at the moment.
You got plenty of cars to give away.
Right. No cars that I want to give away.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would like to do a garage giveaway and go do a project. I want some garage content, although I've got lots going on with my stuff, but yeah.
All right, let's see. Speaking of that, I had a question I want to get to on Instagram because somebody asked me. Here it is, Joey on Instagram. Happy Friday. Any update on the previous garage giveaway winner? Did he break ground yet?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while. He's pretty good about not bugging me. But yeah, I'm not sure. I know they were getting some land and then working on construction. It may not be the world's best time to construct something, especially in the Northeast. But I don't know. If he's watching, hit me up. Give us an update where you're at.
All right, Epiphany Detailing says, the new under cabinet lights look great. Do you have any plans to carry different color temps for in-house use?
Yeah, I just talked to Tommy about that a couple days ago, ordering the various sizes of 3500 for the house. So yeah, we can order whatever you want, but we'll be stocking 3500 and 5000.
All right, let's see. This question is from Adam. He said, I know the original OG painted Rupes was canceled, but I remember Matt saying that they might be releasing it later after all. Any updates on that?
Yeah, they bowed out, so not doing it. So, yeah, they called me a couple weeks ago saying, look, we just can't get this done. So I said, that's fine.
It's a good idea, in theory. More Jello, please. Suggest Fanimation and Minka Air. Have you heard of either of those when it comes to fans?
Yeah, they both suck. I've seen both of those, too.
Any update on possible GT3 touring?
No updates. I put a deposit down to make sure my spot is locked, but no allocations being assigned yet.
All right, Facebook question here from Ty Hornbeck. .1 GT3 RS for $185,000 or less option .2 GT3 RS for $220,000. Now that you've had both, what would you do in today's market?
Yeah, with that delta, 35.
It's a big jump.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it would come down to in that case the options and color. What does it look like? What are some deal breakers for you? If they both have carbon ceramics, that would be the first requisite. If one didn't have carbon ceramics, that'd be out for me. The .1 I think looks better than the .2, but the .2's engine and PDK tuning is much better. I mean the .2 is a much safer bet, especially if you're going to be on the track at all. The .1 will very likely have longer term high mileage engine issues with finger follower wear, especially if you're taking car on the track a decent amount. So I'd probably do the .2 for that extra $35,000.
All right, EC on Facebook said, what's the difference between an 8mm throw polisher and a 20mm other than 12mm? Does one correct faster than the other?
Yeah, certainly a longer throw machine will give you better correcting ability in less time. When you have a larger orbit, you're effectively abrading the surface at a higher rate of friction and higher rate of speed. So the biggest difference is your correction time, and also your correction ability. It really ramps up the ability of a dual action polisher to get the job done without the need to pull in like rotary enforced rotation. And so those larger orbits now, having 21 millimeters is not completely necessary, but the 21 millimeter orbit seems to be that's Rupes's choice on a 6-inch or 7-inch pad face or 6-inch backing plate face, and then 15 millimeter orbit on a 5-inch machine. with a 6-inch face pad. So the large orbit will cut down on your skill needed to do some really quality correction. It'll also cut down your time needed to do the work. So it makes a significant difference. I mean, I couldn't imagine going back to a traditional 8mm machine like an old griots or Porter cable or something like that. You'd only have to do that if that's all you had. You didn't have a choice.
All right, MTC1776 on Instagram wants to know, hey Matt, are you still mountain biking? If not, when are you putting your Yeti up for sale? Haha.
So, I think I told you guys this last week. I was talking trash 2 weeks ago about box jumping and stuff, and I'm just now able to start walking again. I think really messed up my. So later that week, I did actually no, it was before that podcast. The day before, I did some high volume, heavyweight overhead squats, heavy for me anyway. And I just abandoned all form to get it done, and I freaking jacked up my knee. Same issue. I think the inner meniscus, and so after talking trash on the podcast that Saturday, I was standing on a ladder and just bent my leg one normal way, and then something popped, and I couldn't walk for a freaking week. And so, and this is my excuse for not mountain biking, but before that, I was having real problems with my freaking elbow from mountain biking, and so I'm turning into a decrepit old man. So I haven't ridden my mountain bike in months, but I sure do like looking at it. It's dirty though. I need to wash the darn thing.
Let's see here. What's the next wash and talk going to be?
I don't know. I was planning on doing a bunch this weekend, but man, I'm tired. We've been working hard here. Yesterday, I filled up 4 dumpsters twice, or 2 dumpsters twice. Myself out there with cardboard and trash inside of 12 hours. So yeah, I'm hurt.
All right, Obsessed Garage Shorts, by the way, that channel. When you were talking about your box jump, there is a 2-minute and 56-second video on the Obsessed Garage Shorts channel that everyone should go watch.
We have 998 subscribers.
Yeah, we're almost to 1,000.
Two more. Go subscribe.
See, it's under 3 minutes, and it's a great video that Bryce put together. It's pretty awesome. You need to see it.
Did you see my Instagram post where I said smash the like button? You like that?
I didn't see that. No.
So how in the world? How could anybody, like, that's what everybody says?
Smash the like button.
Like, what? Come up with your own thing. Like, why do people copy everybody? Why do companies copy it? Like, I just can't imagine being so freaking unoriginal and non-creative. Do they not know they're doing that? That you look like maybe I guess most people don't care. I'm the only one who does, but it just seems really odd to me that why would you copy what everybody else says when it sounds stupid anyway? It's so dumb. Like, people don't know to hit the like button. People don't know to subscribe. Like, you have to treat them like they're complete morons. It's ridiculous. I'm the one who gets accused of treating everybody like a moron and pretending like I'm all high and mighty. I'm not doing that at all. I'm just talking to you like a real man, a real lady, like an adult, grown up, by not treating you like a freaking baby and talking to you straight up. That makes you a jerk, I guess. I don't know. Smash the like button. Make sure you like and subscribe.
There you go. It worked. Now we're at 1,000.
Oh, crap.
Now you get a bronze YouTube play button for 1,000.
You do?
No.
Oh.
You should. What's worse than bronze? That's what you need.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Brian Chen there, he says he was number 999. So somebody's going to be 1,000.
Yeah. Watch the shorts channel will be way bigger than the regular channel. I'll be feeling bad.
Here's a good idea. Depress the like button. How about that? Our buddy Scott Ailes is here in the chat. He says you need to clean the bicycle with Drice. 5 minutes and you're done.
I'm excited for that. And we're going to freaking blow people's minds. That's why I'm going to leave my bike dirty. Leaving it dirty because I want to get my dry ice rolling.
There you go.
We're getting close here, people, with the dry ice stuff. Scott, I can't keep up with him. He's the only human in the world. We were just talking about that. Like, I can't keep up with him. I just let him go and just say yes. The other day I was asking everybody just say yes to everything, like each department, so they say yes to each other so they start collaborating. Well, I just say yes to Scott. He throws up these ideas. I say yes, and he does them. I can't.
Now he knows that. That's bad.
I can't keep up with him. He's too much. He's too fast. Moves too fast.
All right, let's see here. I think we have a video, but I wanted to bring this up because just Jason Smith on Instagram says, I know Matt has spoken about his OCD issues briefly on another podcast. Would you mind going more in depth on those and any other mental health problems he deals with and how he treats them? Might help people relate with their struggles. I think we have you done that.
Well, according to our super fan Leo, whatever his name is, Leo Raw, I don't have obsessive compulsive disorder because he determined that from a video where apparently my therapist said that I do not have obsessive compulsive disorder, but yet my therapist is telling me all the time. So I don't have very I don't have outwardly ritualistic things like a normal like a obsessive you normally view as a obsessive compulsive disorder where you go and lock a door 57 times. My biggest issue is overthought and over worry about generally things medically related, and irrational fears of that kind of stuff, as well as just obsessive. I think most people do this, but overactive thought. Only at some point, for some people, there's anxiety that's induced or introduced, and once that seal is broken, it seems that it's really hard to put it back in the bottle. And so I'll have panic disorders that manifest in fight or flight, which means I leave the universe. I fall out. And so part of my biggest fear is that I'm driving down the road and I pass out while driving, and that becomes really, really, paralyzing for me. And so, I've only tried 2 medications. One was Prozac, and then another one the second time after I got off of that for a while, and then I had to go back on something. We did some genetic testing, determined that I'm deficient in folic acid, so I take methylfolate. We tried that, which can also add to anxiousness. And then I started taking fluvoxamine, which is a antidepressant, which I don't have depression. In fact, I'm wound too tightly, so I don't generally I don't have depressive tendencies. I have overactive tendencies, and so I, panic, freak out. That rush. Hopefully you don't know that. And so what's helped me a lot is talk therapy, and then something called accelerated resolution therapy. None of this stuff is like a quick fix, but it seems to be helping. I'm not on any medication at the moment, other than I keep taking the methylfolate, and so that's my issue. And so, like, my knee is hurt, and I'm actively thinking about the worst case scenario, which is that I won't be able to walk again. And it's weird. It's like I just create these elaborate 40-year scenarios in my head all day long about everything. It's part of what makes me exceptional in certain things, but also what holds me back in life. And so it's a blessing and a curse. It's the sole reason why Obsessed Garage exists and why I pursue and hyperactively think about things like this yarn building. I cannot shut it down. Or at least I haven't learned how to shut something like that down where it just consumes me. So there's a contribution to be made there to the world because of my tendencies, but there's also a curse that comes with that. And I work on multiple times a week with therapists and business coaches, and having people around me help me navigate that. So right now, the biggest crutch is I don't want to go to a general practitioner, which I have to just to get checked out. I didn't want to go to the dentist, which I finally did. I feel great when I get it done, but I'm deathly afraid of the unknown or the possibility. And then that manifests in driving down the road, which is my great love, and I'm stuck. So that's my curse.
All right, we got a couple stinky old BMW questions here for you.
Okay.
One from Ilya. Hi, Matt. What exhaust do you plan on doing for the E46 M3 and when?
Yeah, I don't know. There's the SRZ Scherza. There's the Rogue Engineering. There's obviously everybody tells you need to do headers, and so everybody's adamant about what to do. And I'm going to listen to no one and everyone at the same time. I'm going to buy all of them. It's going to be a fun project. I'm going to buy every one I can get my hands on, and then we're just going to hot swap them, right there. Drive down the road. Nope, no good. Swap. Nope, no good. What about this combo? What about that combo? So it's going to be a fun little exercise. But I'm not touching E46 for several months. Get the yarn building done, get my house done, get my garage done, get the E36, almost done or on the way, and then we'll start tearing into the E46.
All right. Speaking of the E36, this is from Jaybird98. Are you going to do the M50 intake manifold on your E36?
Maybe somebody down the road, but I'm not doing it right now. I don't have one. I got to source a nice one. I don't think they make those anymore, and so I have to find a nice used one. But yeah, probably at some point, but not right now.
All right. Anel wants to know, how would you recommend plumbing the Krenslow wall solution if one does not want to run the CR Spotless or wants to wait for your deionizing solution?
I'd still run it pretty much the same. Just put a stub, maybe put it a little higher. People get so hung up on the custom install thing about having it precise. Well, you just get the water there somehow, and then you're going to cut the pipe the length. So put it somewhere in the bottom right or the bottom left, and you can plumb it to make it work. And mine is whatever it's at, 17 inches and 20 inches off center or something like that. But I just eyeballed it on my garage at my house, and then we'll roughly where it needs to be, and you cut the pipe to fit. So I'd probably just stub it out a little higher.
All right, let's see. I have a question here from Kevin, who is visiting us at the open house. I remember Kevin. I helped him check out. When talking to both of you at the open house, you mentioned the idea of having cars and coffee in the big parking lot nearby. Is this something you're seriously thinking about?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not going to chase that right now because we're kind of in deep here and a lot of stuff. But I think that would be really cool, and we could do something really awesome. We could have an awesome display and demo, and really make it something that people would come from all over the country to come to. That's what I'm afraid of, is that do we have a place that would allow us to do that, and then it gets. I think where we could have a real advantage is what happens with most cars and coffee is that then they become a business, and it gets ruined because then guys are trying to sell ad space and all kinds of weird crap. We would just do it as Obsessed Garage thing. And another thing we could consider doing is just doing it. First you'd have to sign up for it. We can only have 200 people, and have it once a month or something like that.
All right, let's see. We have your friend Scott Ailes here, our friend. By the way, Evo dry ice machines landed today. That's good news. 30 in all. 14 are available for immediate delivery. First time since offering, we'll have some in stock. The other 16 will deliver next week.
Nice.
So there you go. And we have a few people still waiting on those. Those go out soon.
Just wait until all these people see me using it every day. It's going to be freaking great.
John wants to know, are you going to chase an exhaust for the Raptor? I recently picked up a 21 Silverado Trail Boss and unsure of which direction to go.
No, I'm not. The Gen 2 Raptor sounds terrible no matter what you do. All you're going to do is make it sound freaking worse. So I didn't mess with that on my blue one. I'm not going to mess with that on this one. It's just a bad sounding car. So no, I'm not going to.
From Gary H. He just recently purchased a motorcycle. Would like to protect the finish. Mm-hmm. I have a good understanding on what to do with the paint thanks to your videos and products, but do you have a recommendation on what to use on the chrome?
Yeah, I'm not much of a chrome expert. I think I would probably give Dr. Beasley's a call and ask him about doing their metal coat on chrome. I just don't have a lot of experience with chrome, and I really, to be honest with you, never really asked much about it. So I'm inclined to just say you'd coat it with the same thing you put on the paint, but I know chrome can be kind of funky. So if I had some chrome, I would be calling Dr. B's to ask him about their metal coat, and then if that isn't the case, then I'm not sure what to tell you. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not the right guy to ask on that one.
This is from Matty Ice 685 on Instagram. Going back to the truck Raptor for a second. What is considered the OG spec truck wheel? I know the new Raptor has fuel wheels, and Matty puts those in the douche category.
Very douchey.
I know he had Methods on his Gen 1. Just curious what OG spec wheels for the Raptor or any F-150.
Yeah, I mean, Methods are so simple. They have great offsets. They make it easy for you to buy. They have really, really terrible center caps, which you can get rid of. There's a company called Sheaf Machining, where you can. I actually have a set. If anybody's watching and you want it, I'll sell it to you cheap. They're hard to get. They take months to get. He makes them, I guess, this CNC machine. But it takes the douche cap in the middle, the big plastic piece of junk in the middle of the wheel, and converts it to just like a nice little piece of aluminum. I think it's aluminum. But methods are a great simple option. Some people don't like them because they're like fake looking bead locks, and they're also cast. Excuse me, but there aren't many, like, I just find there aren't many great wheel options for the truck. Go check out Showstoppers is where I bought my TE37s. He has a bunch of different offsets and a bunch of different bolt pattern TEs that might fit your truck, but I think that's the ticket. I'm a big fan of small wheels, like 18-inch wheels and big fat tires. Instead of big giant wheels. I prefer that look on a truck, and I prefer flush, not poked.
All right, from Justin on Facebook, he's got some shorts suggestions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Consider Hurley with Nike Dry Fit fabric.
Mm-hmm.
They're lightweight and breathable for washing the car, but cut nicely so you can leave them on to go out for dinner.
Interesting.
Hurley.
I'll check some of those out.
Right. Let's see. This is from Brian on Facebook. I listened to an old podcast last week, the one after you got back from California.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned potentially working with a new bottling company on squeeze bottles. Did anything ever materialize with that company? Thanks, and keep up the excellent work.
No. Yeah, that was a follower's uncle or something like that. We went to the company. Just nothing ever came of it. Probably I didn't really chase it at the time. I was so adamant about finding the spray bottle first. So we found the Pressol, so I've been focused on that. So yeah, nothing there. I'm hoping we can work with Pressol to come up with something in the future.
Let's see here. This is from Destin Roger, maybe on Instagram. Would Matt ever get an M5 CS? I think it'll be the last great M5.
I don't think so. It's a lot of freaking money for that thing. It's like $135,000 or something like that. Yeah, no. And I mean, it has a freaking ZF automatic. I don't want that. It's for girls. Get out of here. It's for girls and Lewis and Ted. Lewis, Ted, and girls that can't drive a stick. Not all girls, because many girls can drive a stick. Michelle can drive a stick. I think of like Chelsea, one of our moderators. She can certainly drive a stick. Many girls can, but the girls who can't fit in that same category as Lewis and Ted, who can't drive a stick.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, I don't freaking ZF automatic. At least put a dual clutch, DCT in there. I don't care if the ZF shifts a little faster or whatever. It's still an automatic. It's junk.
And we have more employee praise here from Mad Dog 449. Just want to give a big shout out to Tommy G on your support team. I know it's his job, but he was super helpful this week in getting my custom pressure washer install order set up. I know it was probably a bit of a pain to deal with, but he was patient and understanding.
That's good.
Nice
yeah,
work,
the guys are good. I mean, they're working their face off all day, every day to try to keep up with that. And you have to remember, like, these like 5 or 6 guys are the only 5 or 6 in the entire world, I'm telling you, that have the body of knowledge that they have. And so be patient. They're worth it. And that's why we don't waste their time on phone calls with weird old men wanting to talk to them all the time. I'm on a real barrage of people calling me lately. Matt, I sent an email and I talking back and forth to Jeff. He answered my question, but wanted to call and let you know I'm really disappointed that you don't have a phone line. Like, what? Why do you want to talk on the phone? What? I don't understand.
We can just set up a phone line and hire somebody on the other side of the world to just man it and
right. That's what every business has. Right. So you got these phone. You call on the phone, you get nothing. It just makes you more angry. I'm doubling down on this. We're having a phone. We have a queue. We have a system. You're not getting your question answered anyway, even if we did have someone 24/7 answer it, because there's going to be a bunch of people who don't know anything, right? Because I'm going to have to pay them almost nothing. I'm going to have to turn them over all the time because you're paying them almost nothing. And you get fired all the time. And so I've said this many times. So what I could do is we'll get a really, really well-manned, really trained staff to answer the phone, and then the prices will have to go up like 100%, and then no one would buy anything. and then we'd go to 0, and I'd have to fire everybody anyway. So we're not doing that. We have a very sophisticated system of answering questions. Send the email in. It might take, an hour, might take 5 minutes, might take 5 days, but we're going to get there. Unless you ask something really stupid, then we just delete it. But I don't think those guys delete anything. So if you send it to me, it gets deleted. But if you send it to them, they're way nicer, and that's why they do such great work. They really enjoy doing, and they do such a great job. And Tommy and Jeff and Manny and Kyle and if you ever chat with Bryce or Mike or any of the guys, Mike or Mike, you're gonna get some solid advice.
All right, Ross wants to know, do you have any thoughts on the Metcon 7s? I know you've been liking the Pegasus shoes. Do you like the new style?
Yeah, I need to get a few pairs of them. I think I got the Nanos, but I didn't get any or not the Reebok. Yeah, Reebok Nanos, but not the Metcons. So I need to get some more of those.
All right, let's see here. More shorts talk here. Alligator Window 10, her buddy Martin. I agree with all that. All of my shorts are O'Neill hybrid. Same concept. And then Brandon says he really likes his Huck shorts. They have a nice side pocket that fits Ridge wallet and also model the side zipper pocket. I gotta look into these too. I need some shorts.
Yeah.
I just need the right inseam. I hate these shorts that are not quite long enough. Let's see.
Yeah, you don't like wearing the, where they come like mid thigh.
No, yeah. Not a fan of those.
Yeah, I'm not very good with following the trend.
Let's see here.
Nothing's worse than watching all these kids. Ryan's playing basketball, and they're rolling their shorts up like you dorks. You look so stupid. You used to look so cool. Have these big giant baggy. So they went from having like basketball players would have shorts that didn't fit, they're too big and falling off, jerseys that were like falling off of them, to now, there's a nice happy medium there. Where then they had a period there was great, where they had a jersey that fit, and then shorts that were still decent, kind of middle of the road. And now they're wearing, like, some of these guys are wearing Daisy Dukes out there running around. Like we were watching the NCAA tournament, and there's one dude, I forget what team it was. It was like St. Anthony's or something. I forget what it was. A city. I think it was like Loyola Chicago or something like that. And the dude's wearing shorts like I've never seen anything like it. Like, you could see his hip. Like, what is wrong with you? You look like such a dork. Ugh. I should never talk about fashion because I've got no leg to stand on. But my gosh, I know it looks bad.
That's a good segue here to this question from Michael Maiolo on Instagram. What are the philosophies or principles that are important to you and Michelle that you teach your children? Besides, don't wear shorts.
Yeah, Michelle would be better to ask this because she's the human person. I'm the object person, I guess. A couple of things that I'm pretty adamant about. I like to we try to teach self-awareness as much as possible, which Ryan is testing our patience there. I thought he was super self-aware when he was little, and now he's just like, and I don't know if he's just messing with us or what, but he can't seem to like use regular deductive reasoning, and yet the kid's super smart. I think about things that people get all worried about that just don't bother me, like education doesn't really mean that much to me. That does to Michelle, so she takes care of that. It's a good thing because I wouldn't give a crap. Just knowing how I've experienced it and just freaking slacked my way through it because I had zero interest in it and just worked on whatever innate ability I had and certainly learned. But the grade, I found that especially in college, I learned after the test. After the test is when I understood the concept. So I didn't get a good grade on the test because I didn't prepare for the test, which seems kind of stupid. Why waste your time in college unless you're going to put in an effort? I think if I would have had chased something I had a bit more interest in, other than just I was living in the destination of, I'm going to be an electrical engineer, not even knowing what that really meant. If I would have chased something, I probably should have chased mechanical engineering. Maybe I would have, maybe I would have pursued it a little bit harder if I was passionate about it. I was just passionate about volleyball and working out. So what I should have done is, should have quit college and tried to play beach volleyball or something like that. So education is one of those things that I think is going to come naturally or it's not. And so I think my kids will both probably go to, they'll probably go to college. They'll probably go to a good college, and they'll probably, probably do pretty well just via their innate ability, not by us pushing them or driving them too hard. And then another thing I think a lot about that people are so adamant about, it's like, you've got to teach your kids about money. You've got to teach them about money early. I'm like, I could literally teach an 18-year-old everything they need to know about money in like an hour and a half when they're 18. So maybe I'm thinking about this wrong, but I don't really care about all the things that regular people focus on so much. I think the best thing you can do is to just set a good example. We don't drink. I don't know if drinking's a bad thing if you can do it in moderation, but we don't ever do anything that's like drink to excess. We don't use foul language. So I would guess that our kids, they may experiment with that in the future, but I think that we don't go to parties and things like that, and it's just, so I would guess that the example that we're setting is probably going to set them up for some awkwardness in their life, or who knows, maybe they'll rebel against it. But I think we do a good job of not forcing our agenda. Michelle does a really great job with sports and giving them, even Kate, hey, do you want to do cheerleading? Yes or no? And you push them a little bit so they don't make a mistake, like meaning that she should have done cheerleading but didn't, wasn't, was just being stubborn that day. And so I think we do a pretty good job at giving our kids the opportunity, but not the like living vicariously through them. If Ryan goes and plays football at Ohio State, that's great. But if he doesn't, that's fine too. And I think that all the work and effort that we've done as a couple, and some of the risks I've taken and choices I've made, I think is going to afford my kids the ability to make choices that maybe other kids wouldn't have that option or that example. And so we'll just kind of let them make their own choices. But we don't have, other than going to church, we don't really have a strong, at least I don't. Michelle would be better to ask this question of, but like strong things where we're adamant that you have to do this or that.
All right, we have a super chat here from my WRX channel. If you had to buy Ryan his first car today, what would it be, and would it be a manual?
I don't know. It's going to depend on him. He's not really into it, so he'd probably rather have a pickup truck. So I'd probably get him an APG Ranger. Go look that up. Look, not you, but people. Look up APG Ford Ranger is what I would probably get him today. And it would have to be an automatic because that's all they offer. But what I'm going to do with my kids very likely is take them to driving school. Send them to the Atlanta Motorsports Park for a week or something, or find a PCA club, car control clinic, and start. And I'll go and do it with them. It'd be fun. So when Ryan's 15, we'll start doing that, I think.
Someone, I think it was our friend Don't Skip Pudding, actually asked if there was any more talk about that Ranger and going down that path.
I want to do one. But, so we might. Everybody that opens up Pandora's box. No, you should do this. No, you should do that. No, you should do this. Julian said to me, you need to do the Bronco. More people like the Bronco. I'm like, I don't like the Bronco. Bryce is like, oh, the Ranger sucks. The song that's been out for 5 years and blah blah blah. It's been available all over, and we got the crappy one. And then we're like, well, you should do a Tacoma. And then I'm like, I like the idea of the APG because they have this whole kit. It's great. You just buy it and they put it on for you, and we can go out and video. It'd be awesome. I think that little thing's pretty cool looking, even though it's a crappy 2.3 liter, turbo.
All right, with your mention there of Ohio State football, Jake asked in the chat, are you an OSU fan? I'm sitting in Columbus as we speak.
No, I'm not. I guess you could classify me as a Penn State fan. I don't have allegiance to a college football team, which makes it really enjoyable for me. Growing up, I was a Penn State fan as a kid, but I never. I was, Penn State was like my fifth choice of school, and so I must not have been that big of a fan if I didn't really care to go to Penn State. I like watching SEC football games. I like it a lot, but I wouldn't classify myself as a fan of any football team. But I like watching Ohio State. I like watching Michigan. I like watching some of the Pac-10. Well, the Pac-10 or Pac-12, I guess now teams are. The last few years, I haven't really enjoyed watching. But I remember like USC and it was just freaking fantastic to watch. I've been to a few Notre Dame games, so I'm just a huge fan of college football in general. So, wherever Ryan wants to go, that's fine. I think he's got a shot. I mean, we'll see. I think he's going to be a late bloomer too, but he's decent now, but I think he'll especially because I'm going to teach him how to lift. He'll know how to do that and do it well, and so I think there's a good chance, but definitely not UCF. You idiots that are always talking about national championship is so angering to everybody else in the world. It's the most ridiculous, stupid. And I went to UCF for some executive education classes, and I love that UCF is in Orlando, and it's the it's what is it? Is it the most attendance? The largest?
Yeah, it's the biggest now.
The largest university in the country. That's super cool that it's in Orlando. I love Orlando, even though I wasn't born in Orlando. It's so funny. People move to Orlando and then they crap on it. I'm like, no, I love Orlando. I think it's fantastic. But you guys ruined it. But did they still have that on the stadium where it says the 2018 national champions?
I don't know.
I think they have that on the freaking stadium. It's the dumbest thing ever. That their deductive reasoning is that 2019, right?
The claimed national titles 2017.
2017. Okay, yeah. So what's their justification? That they beat Auburn, which beat
it's the transitive property,
which beat Alabama, and Alabama won the national championship. So by proxy, they should be national champions, which is freaking ridiculous.
There we go. And they were undefeated. That's kind of a big part of it.
It's the dumbest thing ever.
Spectrum Stadium, 2017 national.
I get they get snubbed, and maybe who's the quarterback? Blake Bortles was the quarterback that year, but I get that they were a great team, but that's the system, and you can't just. Oh, it's so dumb. So dumb. They look so stupid to everybody else in the world. They even made rings, didn't they? It's the funniest thing.
There's the ring. Oh, we've lost him.
What is wrong? And then I had to mute like 3 or 4 friends on Facebook because they're always arguing about how they won a national championship, and then they go in this whole transitive property distribution of blah blah blah. And this is why, and it was what would happen if this and that, and it's just freaking ridiculous. So they're playing Memphis. It's their only big game every year. It's just freaking nonsense. And so 99% of the world, except for like a small percentage of UCF grads, which, by the way, if you graduate from UCF, like anybody could go to UCF. It's starting to get legit. But 10 years ago, anybody, you could fog a mirror and go to UCF. So come on, this is freaking nonsense. Again, I like UCF. If you go, it's beautiful. It's freaking awesome. I wish I had gone to UCF, but you can't just make up ridiculous claims. It's freaking nonsense. What was he saying? Yeah, UCF. It's in the NCAA. Blah blah. No, it's not. Get out of here. Stop making up stuff.
All right, let's see here. From Espen in the chat before we get started today. He's from Norway. I'm from Norway. Congratulations on the new building. You asked for a new name, and OG Studio is my suggestion. Okay, so that's his We talked about that earlier with the arm building, but then he has a question for you.
Okay.
Matt, are you using rinseless wash as a windshield washing fluid in any of your cars?
No, but I think I'm gonna have to because I'm really disliking the clarity. It just keeps smearing up on my GT3. I think as your wolf starts to degrade, then it just doesn't play well. So I think I like that idea of Kyle's suggestion. Other suggestion, you put a little bit in the old tank there, and you end up with a good thing.
All right, let's see from Joshua Bellinger on Facebook. Matt, would you ever consider chasing solutions for inside the house and selling them through the OG website? Things like household organization, cleaning products, storage, etc.
Yeah, not through obsessedgarage.com, but through destinationog.com, which we're working on. I talked about this last podcast. The property didn't go. They wanted too much money for it, and or more money than, not too much, but more money than I was willing to pay. And so I think we're going to have to just keep our eyes open. I'm looking at New Smyrna and the Highlands are like the two areas that I want to start with. And so the thing we learned about New Smyrna Beach in Florida on the west coast of Florida is that they have rental districts. So I don't want to get busted because it's going to be very, very public. So, anyway.
All right, let's see. Here's one more question. More of a Michelle question, but you might like this here. She'll enjoy hearing your response, I'm sure. From Hayden Schnell on Instagram. When you worked in wealth management, and even now, how did you create the proper work-life balance, if there's such a thing? I know Michelle is really easygoing, but you two just seem to have it worked out all the time. Can you share your insight?
So you have a choice here, and I would suggest that all of you go listen to Matt Farah's dad. I think it's his name, Roger Farah. They're on the recent Smoking Tire podcast. There is a where he interviews his dad. I wish it was 3 or 4 hours long. Roger Farah, yeah. So Roger was he was the CEO of several different companies, and worked for Ralph Lauren and. Was ran
Saks Fifth Avenue, Macy's,
yeah. So in the high fashion retail, I think he tells the story of he got started as a buyer, and he talks about, and this is I think a decision that you have to make. He talks about that a lot, where one of his great regrets was that he probably didn't need to skip. Many of the things that he did. He probably didn't need to be as obsessed. But it was a choice that he made, and he certainly wouldn't have been as successful had he not made those choices. So I think you have a choice to make. If you want work-life balance, then you're going to not get what you may want. So I haven't had balance ever, and I still don't, and I don't want balance. I think balance is why you become mediocre. But that's my choice. There are many, many happier people than me that don't have much or that have made the choice to take on and be very balanced in life. And they've made that choice and have gotten lucky. I just think your odds of being, reaching whatever level of success you're hoping to reach is very, 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 very slim if you're hoping for some sort of work-life balance. So, but that's a choice you make. Not everyone's cut out to take big risk. Not everyone's cut out to lead. Not everyone's cut out to follow. So everybody has a path, and the sooner you can figure out, and very few people ever actually figure out what they're suited to do. I just think that if you want it, you've got to go get it, and if you don't show up, and you don't show up more than you probably should, but there's that risk that you justify it to the point of your kids hate you and your family disowns you and you're on your own. So there is certainly some balance there, but when the traditional sense of work-life balance means that you don't work all that much, then you're just not going to get all that much. That's been my experience. That's my suggestion. I would guess that every single person outside of the owner of the companies, you are being assessed at all times of your commitment. Your commitment to the cause. I would be willing to bet that whoever is in charge of you, whoever is in charge of your path, your future, if you chase without balance toward whatever goal you have, and you chase without expectation of compensation, you chase without expectation of anything, then you'll probably get way more than you even deserve. And that, I think, requires a lack of balance. It's unbalanced, very unbalanced toward that path. And yes, I've been blessed with, Michelle made that choice to because she was, I could be the one staying home, and she literally was the valedictorian of her university. And then, got her MBA, and then was going to go to medical school, and kind of fell into, coaching just to hold her over until she, retook her MCAT again to try to get into a better school. And, she probably would have been, I guess she would have been a doctor for 10 years now, something like that. I guess she probably would have been 28, so she'd have been become got a residency, and I probably would have been traveling around, following around the country, and so she made the choice early on to choose to do what she's doing, which is way harder than what I do, but she doesn't have any balance either, to raise great children. She has no balance. So I think that if you want, I think your level of achieved success, both time, because money isn't the success thing, right? Money isn't the goal here. Financial success isn't the goal. It's the your level of success might be, I want to be able to travel the world 10 times over. Well, you need some money to do that. But maybe you find a job that affords you the ability to travel the world 10 times over, but you're not going to get that job if you're saying, well, I really need to spend some more time with the family, and so I'm just not going to show up this week or this weekend or that day when the people that are assessing you need you. And so if you want to travel the world, and that and you happen to take that path, you might have to have some unbalancedness toward whatever that goal is. So I think if you hide behind the traditional sense of work-life balance, I think that you're going to have a tough time achieving whatever it is you want to achieve, whether it's to quit working early, or it's to achieve a certain amount of financial amount of money, or it's to, like I said, it can be some non-traditional goal. I think any of that is going to require some unbalance and a chase.
All right, there you go. And here in the chat, Randy agrees with you. Clarity makes a total mess. You can make your own windshield wiper fluid, a gallon of distilled water, a few ounces of invisible glass, and an ounce or two of IPA. Works great, no residue. Interesting combo there.
Yeah, I feel like Clarity works really, really well. I think, and this is why I brought it on, but all my cars at the time were all dialed in. It was working freaking fantastic. And then as they get a little longer in the tooth with your, after detailing, it makes a huge mess. So I think we're going to have to punt it.
All right, Mugellos Z06 says, when are the new spawn lifts going in?
We're going to cut the concrete, I think, next week, or maybe the following week. So very soon.
Bryce Holland wants to know, what are your thoughts on Technician's Choice 582 ceramic detail spray? It acts just like a punch-it from Shine Supply.
Just the name immediately means it's terrible, so no thanks. What's that other one? Owner's Pride? Technician's Choice, probably the same freaking company. Yeah, no. I don't care if it's the freaking best thing in the world. If you have that name, that's a microcosm of mediocrity that I'm not interested in.
James wants to know, do you ship to North Carolina? Yes. Your store is telling me you don't. Our store is lying to you, James. Email support at Obsessed Garage is probably an issue with one product in your cart that's screwing it up.
Yeah, that's no good. Yeah.
So email them so we can get that figured out.
I like that.
Yeah, it does that sometimes.
The store has work-life balance right now. It's has a lot of balance.
Need some time off. Occasionally there's certain zip codes that something pops up weird, and there's something in Los Angeles. There's all sorts of weird things.
What's your take on work-life balance? Because you have a much different bent and tilt than I do on that sort of thing. When you hear me say that, are you starting to cringe at this this blind pursuit?
No, because we're very different, and this is your baby.
Sure.
Like if I had whatever my baby would be, if I had my baby, I would be the same way.
But do you want what comes with that?
I don't know. Probably not at the cost that it would.
Right.
It's very different for me and for other people. Like you said, there's certain things for certain people, and when you mention how did you say it? Those who are evaluating you or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you can think about that as well. That's your people who are at work who are evaluating you, but then at the same time, you have your wife, your kid, your family. Yep. They're evaluating you the exact same way. Hey, he's choosing this over me right now.
So there always is balance. It's just the traditional sense of work-life balance. If you had a traditional sense of work-life balance, if I ever text you on the weekend, you would just not answer it, right? You would be like the traditional sense of I'm shutting off, I'm not available. Now I hope I don't, but I don't think I'm taking advantage of anybody by hammering everybody all the time and all that. But there are times like, hey, we're gonna have an open house. If we had the traditional sense of work-life balance, everybody would have said, no, I'm not coming. And so even just something as simple as that, everybody made a choice to say, look, Kyle changed the plans, you canceled some things, and so in a traditional sense of work-life balance, you would have just denied that. And so then I would have been forced to long-term, if you're denying, no, I'm only coming this time, no, I'm not answering in text, no, I can't help you with that because it's off schedule. I mean, that's a traditional work-life balance. And so if you choose that path, I don't think you have a change. You probably can have a great job, but you're not going to maybe achieve what you're hoping to achieve. And maybe some people aren't. My good friend Grant at Raymond James, he went through the business course that I went through. After I talked him into it, and Michelle was in that class with him because I put her through it too. I want everybody to go through this class. You've been through it, and Rick was asking him, so do you want more clients? He's like, He's like, do you want more money? He's like, do you want more vacation? I'm kind of happy with what I got. And so he can make that choice to say, look, he's got what he wants, and so now he can say, you know what, I'm going to turn my phone off. And, maybe if that new client walked in and I'm just not going to get that client because I'm happy with the clients I got. And that's okay. I'm just saying that if you want to be this, if you want to be the CFO of a $100 million company, you're going to have some times where that balance ain't going to be very balanced. And that's where I think, listening to, Matt Farah's dad talk about it is super powerful, because you may hear that and say, I don't want any part of what he's talking about, because it sure seems to me like that guy was plugged in, 20 hours a day, 7 days a week for 40 straight years. And, that's how I'm sure he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And it doesn't sound like to me like he gives a crap about that money at all. Sounds to me like he loved what he did. And there was no balance in that in order to be able to become the level of that he got to. And he never owned any company on his own. He's always worked for somebody. Somebody was always assessing him. And so, it's a complicated conversation, but an interesting one nonetheless.
Yeah, and you make choices along the way. Like you said, Kyle canceled things, I canceled things. People made changes, and it wasn't a good thing necessarily, but it was, hey, we're making this choice because we're going to choose to be here.
You still had to go to your wife and said, hey,
right,
I got to cancel what we have planned. I need to do this. Now my my everlasting fear is, oh crap, I just hacked everybody off, everybody's spouses off, because I made it. I asked that. I didn't really make it mandatory, but I said to you, hey, could we really, don't ask for much? Could I have everybody there for this one thing? And so I'm attempting to balance what I'm requiring of people, but it makes, I know my experience. I know when somebody does something new, or anybody, when somebody does something over and above an extra, it like almost crushes me to the point of like, I got to figure out a way to take care of this person. And I guarantee you that's what every board, if you're the CEO, or that's what every manager, every person, that if you take care of the person that's responsible for taking care of you, and it may not happen overnight. And this is the argument of millennials, right? Is that they want to be, as a generation, want to be taken care of really quickly. I would say they're used to accomplishing things quicker. I guarantee you that you're putting some pressure by going above and beyond and doing things by taking care of the people that are taking care of you. And then now you're and Rick has been spending a lot of time with me on this, and now you're in an equal partnership, in an equal exchange in value, and that no one's the boss and no one's the subordinate, that you're equal in this. You just have different positions. It's pretty fascinating stuff.
That's a good question. Thank you for that, Hayden. That brought out a bunch of good conversation. Alejandro, when are you having Cox Reels vacuum hose reels in stock? I ordered mine a while ago, still haven't received it. Please email support@Obsessed Garage. They can help you get an ETA on that.
Yeah, I mean, Cox hose reels are built to order, right? The vacuum reels are built to order, and they're not building anything fast these days. I mean, they are struggling to get anybody to show up to work, and speaking of work-life balance, they're struggling to get things manufactured, struggling to get raw materials. I'm sure what's happening is that they'll get the hose in, and then they're missing the steel, and then the next day the guy calls out, and they don't have somebody to work the line, and so the hose reels have been 6 to 8 weeks or longer to get. So it is ordered. I guarantee you.
I just checked. It's ordered.
Yeah.
It had an original ETA ship date of July 14th, but since then has been pushed back, kind of like lots of different things. Sorry about that, Alejandro. But they are working on it, and email support Obsessed Garage to help you out. All right, let's see. What time is it? 3:24. Let's get to one more question here. On to go. No, I got all those. I did pretty good today. You got anything you want to add here?
No, I don't think so. Working on the yarn building. I think it's funny whenever I do a video, like, I can't believe you're doing that to someone else's building. The wealthiest person I've ever met or know is doesn't own anything. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm going to be in that building. I have a 9-year option on it to spend some money on it to make it what we need it to be. There's a much longer tail to this, in that I put the money in the building to make it more comfortable for my people, which will make more progress, which will create more things. And if the building looks great on camera, it'll maybe help build the brand. And so a lot less expensive than buying a building is to take a building that exists, making it, improving it, spending a few bucks on it, and I'll generate a return on that investment. A lot of people can only see what's in front of them. Exactly what's in front. Hey, you lease this building, you built it out, and what do you think happens when you do a lease to what do they do? Build out? They build out to your specifications. All they do is just put it in the lease each month, right? And then they lock you up for a certain period of time. Then if you're going to do a build out, you're paying for it. And so I'm paying a lower lease payment, and then just fronting and paying for the stuff on my own. And who knows? I may buy the building. I probably won't. And so that's been a really difficult thing for people to understand, which I find rather amusing. I don't know why it amuses me. It makes me want to spend more money on it just to stick it to them.
Stop doing that, people.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I'm looking at it from a risk perspective, in that rather than going and building some $3, $4, $5 million building, we're not really too stuck. I could get out of that 3-year lease by writing a check for the 3 years up front and get out of it relatively unscathed if I had to. You could probably even talk her into say, hey, let me find you a tenant. Because that building was going to be real nice. Someone will want it. So
yeah. And if you do buy the building and waited till then to do all this work, it's going to cost twice as much then anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We'll do it now.
Yep.
All right, last thing here from Tomer, who is in Israel. He says, hello, guys. I live in Israel and love the channel. Trying to order a couple decals over is very expensive shipping-wise. That is true. Can you give the option to order packages via USPS internationally to make the shipping more affordable worldwide?
Its chances of getting there is like 2.5%.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Tomer, we removed USPS as an international shipper because
and
they're
the
terrible.
funny thing is the people that want to choose that aren't willing to take the risk, and so the risk is all on me. And so they pay nothing and then get nothing, and then guess what? And I've got to eat it. So I paid for the shipping. I gave the people the shipping cost back and the product cost back, and it's just a loss, total loss. So although I appreciate it and I really wish, and we did this for many years, I lost more money than I made shipping things USPS International because there's no tracking and it just doesn't get there.
It never shows up.
Yeah.
So
and then we have
Tomer,
to eat it.
Email Lewis at Obsessed Garage. I'll get with him. We'll see if we can figure something out for you. But no, we're not going to use USPS anytime soon. Sorry. So thank you all for the questions. I appreciate it.
Back to work.
Yep.
I'm going to go keep working on the yarn building. So just be aware we're going to be a little sparse on videos. We have a whole bunch of E36 videos to come out here with Eb and Michael Waba digging into the E36, getting all the real man stuff that are above my skill set. Cooling system, power steering system, short shifter, doing all that stuff, putting the front end back together, putting the dyno intake in, the headlights, all that stuff. So there'll be 6 or 7 videos coming out in the next week or so. Clutch slave, all that kind of stuff. So, but just be patient. I'm going to be a little sparse on videos here. Probably lots of videos on the shorts channel, but I'll promise we'll be back at it real soon.
Yeah, so Obsessed Garage Shorts. Obsessed Garage
Yeah,
Shorts.
and I'll still have, just normally I do 5, 6, 7 videos a week. I'm going to be doing 2 or 3 for the next few weeks until I get the yarn building done.
I will see you guys next week.
See ya.
Thank you.